2 to 5 years, hopefully have different sporting events and have different art clubs and having different social events for our younger generation to be open to those kind of environment for them to grow into a healthier and more, let's say, responsible environment.
Yeah, and I feel like, in the Black community here, mental health isn't always something that we really talk about.
No.
And I feel like personally myself, I've suffered from mommy blues, and it's a scary thing. It really is. It's scary. You feel just the culture. My family almost felt like you don't want to feel vulnerable, and so I really relate and respect that. I respect all the causes, I'm sure I will, but I just really relate to that one. So Miss South Sudan.
Hi, my name is Nylon Chul, and I'm one of the representatives for South Sudan. And I was born here in the States, but my platform is empowering the youth. Currently, right now, my country is actually in a war, and it's been going on for over 2 decades, and that is why my family has immigrated here. I feel that the youth are the future, and it's very important to invest in them, and that is why I have chose my platform, especially in the South Sudanese communities in the Midwestern states have been negatively impacted by gang violence, incarceration, and much more. So I want to be a representative to show make money. There are other ways to represent yourself, and to me, that is what is most important, and I hope to be able to network with more people as Miss Africa Washington State and just learn more about pageantry and becoming an effective member of society, pretty much. But, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great cause too. Mass incarceration here in the States is just disheartening. I have 3 sons, and I think the statistic is like 2 out of every 3 Black men will go to jail or prison sometime in their lifetime in this country. So it's a great cause. I give them a different outlet in order to express. Know that there's something else that they can do, and that we are smart, we are intelligent, right? Yes. We are powerful and wise beyond our years. But sometimes we just need to be reminded. So now we have another Miss South Sudan representation.
Hello everyone, my name is Abari, and I am also representing South Sudan. My platform is to bring awareness to the situations that are going on in South Sudan while enabling educated leaders for a better future. So as of right now, as you heard, South Sudan is going through a war, and because of this war, and I was once a refugee along with my families and many other South Sudanese during the Sudanese war. And it's a terrible situation to be at. You never really know if you're going to be able to get out or if you're going to have an opportunity at life and be able to succeed. And I was so lucky a way to get out, and that was there to get out of South Sudan. And I want to be able to give back in that way. I want to be able to provide school supplies to the refugee camps within the surrounding South Sudan so that other kids can have that chance as well. As of right now, there are millions of refugees in surrounding countries of South Sudan, and we need to make sure that these kids know that they can have a way out. But I also want them to know that they can be leaders, because in order for us to stop the cycle of war toward areas within Africa as a whole, we need better leaders, and we need to start making sure that our future as a whole.
Well, I can't even imagine, being a refugee and not knowing where I'm going to lay my head and where I'm going to live for the rest of my life. I think that's an amazing cause to bring hope, into situations that sometimes feel hopeless, but I'm honored to sit across from you and that you've gone through that journey and that you've come out strong, and now you're representing your country in such a positive way. So I salute you.
Hello everyone, my name is Abina Nyamapo, and I am 22 years old, and I am representing my beautiful motherland, Ghana. And my platform is raising awareness on the platform because I personally was born with a birth defect called cleft lip and palate. And within my struggles, I know that there are, young people like myself out there who face such difficulties, and they are forced to live in isolation because I know once I was that person, I wouldn't get out of my room or, going from normal childhood. So I know that there are young people out there who also face such difficulties, and I always told myself that growing up I want to share my story, and the Miss Africa Washington State pageant gives me that platform to share my story and hopefully inspire the people out there who are going through it to, just to nothing stop you.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. You guys have such remarkable passion and a great deal of integrity, and I'm so honored to hear your stories. Because I don't compare. I feel like next to the things that you guys have been through. Gosh. I just gotta take it in. I'm a mom. Yeah. Tears are coming all the time. So let's lighten it up a bit and talk about what happens after the crown. So Zeynab, after the crown, what can the women expect to do through their platform, and just how are their lives are going to change?
Thank you, Mellisa, for the question. So after pageant, that's when the real work starts. Yes. It's not all about winning. After the pageant, we expect a lot from our top three, but specifically the winner, the queen herself. So we are not like other bigger pageants out there. They do top 5, but because we are a small, pageant for now, we only do top 3, and we're gonna be working with the top 3 girls, but specifically the winner. Expected to show up to community events where we are invited. So when there is a community event, they'll reach out to me, and they'll invite us, and I'll reach out to her, get her ready. She has to be like ready all the time. And she will show up at community events, and she will represent our other organization. She will represent herself and her people. There may be a time where she will be asked to speak. So that's why it's very important for the queen, whoever has to be the queen, to be able to. So she'll be expected to speak in public, and she'll do a lot of community service, because there will be a lot of community service for her to do. And she will be also traveling. So if we take the queen, our reigning queen this year, she was able to attend the Africa U.S. Summit in Washington, D.C. And she was able to meet great African dignitaries, African presidents. They were part of that summit. It was good. We said to be open-minded, willing to network. Your body language, the way you carry yourself in public, and all that. So there's a lot we are expecting from whoever is going to be the winner. And the first princess also, we were able to send her to Washington, D.C. to attend. She's from Kenya, to attend the Kenyan independence celebration at the embassy in D.C. And she met her ambassador. She was awarded, they gave her an award for the community service that she does here in Seattle. So, and then they do a lot of other activities, traveling here and there, community service here in Seattle. They take part of a lot of great events. So that's why, we expect a lot from whoever is going to be the winner. So that's pretty much what's going to happen after pageant. Yes. So she has to be a role model for the next generation. Yeah. Everything she does, her social media, her everyday life has to be exemplary for the people to look up to. Yeah,
I feel like I've always wanted to know that. I've always wanted to know what happened.
What happened
after the crown,
yes,
because you watch the beauty pageants on TV, and you're like, what do they really do? Afterwards. I know they have their but I never really knew how much community involvement. It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to mention, after the pageant too, we expect the winner to host a fundraising, which our reigning queen Andile did. So after the pageant, she was able to put together fundraising for her platform.
Okay.
So you have to work toward your platform after as a queen. So she raised funds, and the money was sent to an orphanage in Zimbabwe. She's from Zimbabwe. So the winner from last year, she's from Zimbabwe. So she raised funds, and then the money was sent to the orphanage in Zimbabwe to help with the kids there at the orphanage. So
amazing. is not just beauty. This is definitely brain. I would say 75% brain.
Yes.
You guys are beautiful, all of you. I mean, but that is a lot.
Yes,
you
that's
know?
what I tell them all the time. With the Miss Africa Washington State Pageant, we're not looking for supermodels. We're looking for goodwill ambassadors for Africa and for the US.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not the tallest girl who's gonna win, the cutest girl. Now it's the girl with the brain, the girl
Right.
who is willing to go in the community and give her time and support and be a role model. That's what we're looking for.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Zeynab, what does success look like for you in this point in your life while you're juggling nursing school, being a mom, and your second year with this pageant, and now you have these beautiful women that are just competing, and you're I want to say, what do you want your legacy to be, and what impact do you want this pageant to have on the African community in the States?
So every day I wake up, I do receive messages from family members, the girls, the mothers, and the friends telling me, thank you, Zeynab, for the impact that the pageant has on the children. And those are things that that get me going. Every day I wake up and I think about how the pageant is impacting the life of the girls that are participating in it. It keeps me going. And the legacy I really want to leave is tomorrow for someone to see them achieve something great and think about the Miss Africa Washington State Pageant platform. Part of who I am is thanks to the Northwest African Queen pageant from Mr. Davis. Like that pageant actually boosted, kind of triggered me to go for other pageants, and from other pageants, that's when I came up with the idea of the